everyone, I'm Luann Douglas, the Wreath Lady, and I'm here today to make a wreath using one of my wreath kits that you can find in my Etsy shop. The kit I'm going to be using today, the supplies will be this Home Sweet Home sign. Then I'm going to be using a 15-inch burlap wreath form, 24-inch mesh, which I have already pre-cut, and this mesh is 10 inches wide. Then I'm going to be using a 1.5 inch denim ribbon, and this is cut at 12 inch, a 1.5 inch black and white checked, again it's at 12 inches, a 2.5 inch beige raised stitch at 12 inches, and a berry on natural 2.5 inch cut at 12 inches. I am also going to be using some baby's breath. These will come in bundles if you're buying the kit of 10 stems. And I'll also be using 2 wreath mounts and some pipe cleaners. So I'm going to get started. The first thing that I am going to do is make my wreath base. And I will adjust my camera so that you will see what I am doing. You will not be able to see my face, but I will talk throughout it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my base ready here. I'm just pulling out the twist ties. Take a piece of 24-inch mesh, and this is a natural mesh, and it does have some burlap in it. And I'm just going to ruffle that up, open a twist tie, and put it in the center and give it a good twist. Okay. Again, I'm just putting that down, making a hem on it, as you can see, and then I'm just ruffling it up in the middle with my fingers. Your wreath form has 18 twist ties, 8 on top, 10 on bottom. And I usually start putting my ruffles in on the top, but it really doesn't matter. So you might be able to see me a little bit. Pull this up. Like I said, I make a little hem there to turn that cut side down. And if you notice, I will do the same on the other end. I just kind of fold that over, and when I put that in, I flip it over so that the cut side is down towards the base of the frame. the ties on the top done, so now I'm going to start on the bottom row. Always make sure you get your mesh clear down to the base of the frame. Otherwise they'll be kind of loose. This is what your base will look like when it's done. Now we're going to add the ribbons, but before I do the ribbons, I'm going to decide where I want my sign, and so I can go ahead and get my mounts put on it. So I'm thinking I usually, for some reason, like to go on the right side of my wreath, but you can put it wherever you want. You can put it in the middle, off to the other side, at the top, the bottom. It's your choice. Really, it is your choice. Actually, I think I may change this up and go in the middle with it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put my mounts on, my cable mounts. That's how I hang it. And those can be drying while we're putting the ribbons on. And what I usually do is, grab a couple cleaners back here. I usually use some super glue. You can use whatever type of glue. I just would not advise using hot glue. But take the paper off the back of the mount. And while these are sticky, they're just not sticky enough to hold it on. So I just put a little dab of super glue on there and just position it on the back. And I usually, like I said, decide where I want my sign before I know where I really want to glue the mounts. And another one there. And then carefully, I just take my pipe cleaner and put it through and give it a little twist. Now I'm just going to lay that aside to the side so that it can be drying while we're putting the ribbons on. And I like to go ahead and match up my ribbons so that I know which ones I want to put with what. Just a little, so that I can just alternate those quickly. So I'm going to take the berry and the black and white check. I'm going to put those together and fold them in the middle. And then I'm just going to kind of pinch those together right where I folded it in the middle. And again, I always start at the top. I'm going to open that tie up just a little bit. Place that in there. And since I'm putting the sign in the middle, I'm going to pin my ribbons off like so. And we can always come back and straighten those all up once we get the sign on. And I forgot to mention that on these ribbons, I have dovetailed those at the ends. If you'll notice, they are dovetailed at the end. And that just means that you've kind of clipped them into a V. Okay? If you don't want to do that, you can just cut them at a diagonal. It's really up to you. I will adjust my ribbons a little more after we get done. I have a tendency to kind of smash them when I work, so it's easier for me just to do the wreath and then straighten it all up when I'm done. I'm going to start on the bottom row. This is our last one. of those. All of the ribbons are on now. Now I leave my twist ties long, but there are some wreath makers that will trim those off a little bit, but I just keep mine as they are. I do kind of straighten them out a little bit so they're not looking too awfully bad. But, okay, that is how that looks now. Now we're going to go ahead and put our sign on. And like I said, I decided I'm going to put this in the middle. So I'm just going to push things away a little bit. And find where my wire is at and attach it to the wire base. That to the top. Now I'm going to do it to the bottom. And honestly, of the whole wreath, this is probably the one that will take a little bit longer to learn how to do, because you have to work around all of the mesh in the ribbon. Yeah. I keep missing my wire. There we go. I got it now. Okay, now I have that on, and I'm just going to go back and kind of straighten things up a little bit. Pull my things out. Start straightening it up. I'm going to turn this over just a minute so I can tighten one of these up. I need this to go over here. What that looks like, and like I said, now we're going to go back and start doing some arranging here. As you can see, I have kind of smooshed those all up when I was working on the wreath. Take your hands and along the edge of the ribbon and straighten it out. here's after that's done. Now I'm going to add some baby's breath. There's a lot of things you can do with the kits that I sell. They don't always come with the extra, they just come with the ribbon and the mesh and the frame and the sign. But you can always add florals, any other decorations you want. To them, you can add extra bows. You know, if you want a bow on it, you can do that. And like I said, these just come in a bundle of 10 stems. So I don't want that whole long stem, so I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to cut some of that off because I don't want it pushing through to the back. And actually it comes completely off anyway. So I'm just going to take a little glue and I'm going to randomly put them in. I'm just going to go on around the top. I'm not going to go around the bottom. But again, that's up to you. And generally we go by the rule of thumb of odd numbers of things. So in this instance, I'm probably just going to put 5 or so on. And I just place that right down the side of the twist tie. And here I'm going to skip and go up to the top a little bit and then put 2 over here. 1 on each side. You don't really want them coming all the way through because you don't want it to scratch someone's door. So that's why I always tell you to make sure there's nothing poking through the back of your wreath. And you, like I said, will have plenty, so if you do want to go around the bottom, feel free. But I don't think I'm going to. I might go back and add those later, I'm not sure. But this is just a simple, quick wreath. Oops, I'm getting a glare. And this comes in a kit, or already pre-made. This is what the kit looks like. It will come with everything you see here in the bag, plus the frame, plus 2 rolls of mesh. Or you can buy it already pre-made. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you again later. You can see my stuff on Etsy under the Wreath Lady 2012. Thank you.